Okay. So welcome to the next session of the G&T video show cast.
Podcast.
Pod, whatever
Gincast.
it is. Yeah, Gincast, that's it. Yeah, we came up with Gincast. We like
and
that.
wherever you're listening to it, watching it, and wherever you're doing it, welcome.
Yeah, enjoy. So we're sat here in a fantastic new venue with the sun shining outside. So the God is in his heaven. The God, any God, whatever your God is in his heaven definitely. So.
Yeah.
But today we got the opportunity to talk about a question that does crop up from time to time. People want to know what's the success rate in what we do.
And it's a question that you should be asking, by the way, if you're thinking about acquiring a business or working with the world's leading expert. It's a question you should be asking, or anybody else that does this kind of work. What is, for all the people that go through the program, it's a question. What's the success rate in terms of percentages? And we get asked it all the time. And a couple of weeks ago, I was very fortunate to run a program in London, which a guy asked me to do because he had other commitments in terms of, many of you know his military background, and it was a question that popped up, and it always pops up. What is your success rate? And I think it's a smart thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say that when I started, I had a goal of 100% success rate, and a number of my friends and business associates are coaches in different spheres. A very good friend of mine, Simon, is one of the UK's top property investment coaches, and he kind of smiled at me and said, "You're nuts. You're never going to achieve 100% success rate." And I said, "Well, okay, I get that, life happens and, circumstances change, people maybe drop out or can't complete for one reason or another. Yeah. But it was still my goal because I passionately believe that the process that I followed, because everything that we teach is based on what I've done for myself, I know that it works. So if it works for me, and I'm just, in truth, just an ordinary person, anyone can do this. I really genuinely believe it. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your colour of your skin is, anything at all. If you follow the process and dig in, and you're persistent and determined and can learn and assimilate, then you can be successful. And that's really where the 100% came from. Now, we haven't achieved 100%. We've come damn close to it. I think one of the groups got something like 75% success rate. Yeah. But generally speaking, we're up around about 60-65% success across the board, and that for me is great.
But it wasn't the goal.
It wasn't the goal. It still didn't address.
And so what it did is it posed the question, because more than 2,000 years ago, Socrates said the quality of your questions determine the quality of your life, and in our lifetime you hear different people saying things like that. So we very often sit and we say, okay, well, what needs to happen for us to get 100% success? And we brainstormed and with our team, and we looked through, and I really believe that, what needs to happen.
It's fair to say as well that I put personally a lot of time into the members that we work with. An awful lot. And my purpose
for
what we do, my purpose for what we do is to create time for me, for my family, for my own life. And I was guilty. I'll share with everybody on this cast that I was guilty of not quite getting sucked into a vortex, but allowing myself to become more and more focused on, on delivery and helping people without thinking about me. And it's actually it's a slight digression, but I think it's really important to stress as well. Anyone in business, if you're in business now, whether you're a property investor, you own a business, you're an entrepreneur of some kind, whatever that might be, you have to take care of you, because if you stress your body and stress yourself to the point where you break down, the most fundamental thing that is your life starts to be in threat. And I'm not saying I got to that stage, but I had a few.
It's amazing that you say that, because and we're all guilty of it. Sometimes you just get drawn into it because the way that you love to help people to succeed, you just get drawn into it, and But again, asking the higher level questions is what always.
If you give, and I think actually a lot of entrepreneurs do by their nature. They're driven to succeed.
Once you have sufficient amounts of money, then people's mindsets go into something else. It's like, what can I do with this? What do I need to do with it? And I think most of us do that. And I think that's your one of your great gifts that you give to other people all the time. But
it made me stop and think about what we're trying to do, and back to the original goal, which was 100% success rate. So the decision was that actually we really do want 100% success.
Yeah.
And we looked at the key factors in those that were successful and those that were less successful. Now, as I mentioned before, some people, one guy in particular I'm thinking about said, I loved the course, it was fantastic, but it made me realise I want to focus on my charitable business.
Yes.
And I made a conscious decision that I'm not going to go and acquire something. So that was fine. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
But it was one of our statistics.
Yeah,
so
totally.
we've had a couple of other people that have kind of had a go at it, and then for one reason or another dropped out. Perhaps their level of commitment wasn't what it could have been, should have been, etc.
Yeah, so people lose energy. People are like, oh, okay, this didn't work this time, so it won't work any time.
And we're not doing this for the money. We don't do this as the only thing in my life. What we do, working together and with Sean, is actually about our own long-term acquisition program. We are doing what we do. And so this, I always talked about originally, this is my fun business, because people say, well, why do you teach this stuff? Well, actually, because I really enjoy it. Yeah. I do love helping change people's lives. I love helping people to succeed and learn new things. So for me, that was a really important outcome. Should we stop for a second?
No, keep going, mate.
Cut that.
No, you can just keep it running, mate. Just keep it running. Right. It's live.
You can cut that bit.
Yeah, no, you're gonna keep it going. We'll see. Okay. We'll see Mr. G dropping it, dropping the ball.
So for me, it was about how do we take it back to what the original core challenge was.
What was the purpose?
And also the name Elite. Elite is, by its definition, is kind of for the very, very top sort of echelon, if you like. So what we decided to do was I want to devote me, Mr. Gormley, the world's leading, well, the only mind shaper in the world, but more importantly, the most gifted person I've ever worked with, who can get inside your head. He knows what you're thinking before you do. It's a bit scary until you get used to it. And even then, it's like, if you ever meet him and he does this, be worried. But that's an in-joke that some of you watching this will know. But actually, really importantly, for the skill set and the knowledge that I've developed, the skill set and the knowledge that Terry will help people with in terms of managing your state, your emotional behaviour, what drives you as an individual, everything to do with defeating procrastination, etc. Trevor is our head of ops, who has an amazing encyclopedic knowledge of business systems and processes.
And we should. Yeah. He's an incredible human being. It's like he pops out things that he's done in his life. Oh yeah, Sandler Sales System, done that. E-Myth Coach, done that. Strategy on a Page Coach, done that. And then he'll say things like, oh yeah, well, I once went out with Jordan Bell for a meal.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's just
hang on, the Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, went for dinner with him. It's like that. Okay.
And I think it's important that we share this here because he's in the background here, but he's another incredible human being that's there to support everybody.
And then if you think about the other partners that we've got fantastic accountancy and tax specialists, we've got finance specialists, we've got access to a massive range of funding,
lawyers, funding, that's
intellectual property. So every conceivable component of a successful business is what we've got in our box, in our box of tricks, and that's really important. That's pretty special, really. So applying that, I've talked in previous casts about that kind of idea of reducing down the source. Reduce to get that intensity of flavour. Yeah. So we decided that we'll make it by application only. So people that believe that this is something that they want to do, heart and soul, lock, stock and barrel, totally committed to that outcome, by working with only 5 people at a time instead of the 10 seats that we had originally, that's how we're going to achieve that 100% success. But it's now going to move to application only. So there'll be an interview process where if you want to double, treble, quadruple your turnover, this is the way to do it. And if you're really committed to that, then you'll want to invest your time and your money in doing so. So that's the essence of how we're shifting it. But by opening up intensive to lots more people, then we can broaden the knowledge base, the learning and the tools that you'll need anyway.
More people through the intensive, but on the way that we're now structuring the Elite program. And these will be the people who don't judge things by cost. This is a real mindset key thing for us. If you're the person that knows that it's bonkers not to invest in something so long as you get that fantastic return on your investment. You know, if you're the person like who says, "Oh no, I could never afford that," then you know, unless you change your mindset, I think it's.
Well, I ask myself a simple question.
Yeah.
You know, who are we talking to? So if you've got an existing business turning over, let's say, 1 million, 2 million, something like that,
Yeah.
very often we see people at that stage kind of go, right, well, I need an FD now.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a decent FD for less than 70 to 100k. Well,
we just so happen to have one here, don't we? One of our partners.
But our investment is less than that, considerably less than that.
Yeah.
Yet we're offering you the opportunity to acquire multi-million pounds worth of revenue that is with a profitable business that's going to add revenue, cash, profit, and crucially long-term legacy as well.
Yeah.
So that's why the investment mindset is the important thing. If you're at a stage where you're doing okay, the business is successful, and you really want to kick on to the next level, then this is right for you. But we're going to have to sift the people, because we want 100% success, and we have to work with people.
We have to know
Yeah.
that you're 100% committed
Yeah.
to going through this program, and you'll have our support in abundance, because there's going to be so few people go through this program every year. So that allows, you know, the guy smiles, but I always call him the wizard, because he plucks answers for questions.
I'm never going to grow that beard, by the way.
No,
So.
no. But you know, just having him in your corner as well is just an amazing thing, and so that's why it's just, you know, as Guy says, and this is not about having a checkbook and you're in. That's definitely not what it is. It's going to be a select amount of people with an investment mindset who understand that.
Exactly. So we just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was of interest, and it will give you an idea of where we're going. And it's going to be pretty special. You're going to get to share our journey as well as we buy businesses. So very, very personal relationship that will develop as well.
Yeah.
But if this has been of interest, then hit subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more videos of this kind out there. But in the meantime, enjoy your G&T, and we'll say cheers to the next one.
Cheers.